You know, this is where fishing dreams are made. I mean, there's so many places where you could fish your entire life and never see a lake trout over 30 inches, you know. And obviously, you know, in the United States, I can think of, you know, stuff off of Lake Superior. You know, there's some nice fish in Fort Peck, Flaming Gorge. You know, there's some, you know, different destinations that you can target lake trout, and, you know, some years target them through the ice. But if your dream is to catch a big lake trout through the ice, I mean, realistically, you know, as far as just a giant fish, you know, a fish that weigh 30 pounds or more, this area, this part of the world is probably where you're going to do it, as far as just having access, drive to destinations that you can fish in the winter and catch these special fish. And I tell you what, once you see a big fish, once you hold a big lake trout in your hands, I don't know how you can ever come back from that. I don't know how you can ever do that and not be hooked on this opportunity for the rest of your life. So we're just spread out, which, you know, with lake trout, I mean, they've got the horsepower where if you're set up too close or have lines too close together, you know, you're going to get tangled lines. And so we've got 3 hubs set up. You know, we've got a group of people coming, which, you know, you come up and do this, especially if you're driving up from the States. You know, this isn't a thing where you're going to come up all by yourself and fish alone for a week. You know, you're going to come up with a group of people, you know, just from a logistics standpoint, and then just from safety as far as being out here. You know, you come up with a group of guys or gals and just kind of spread out. And so we've got one of the houses I know is in 50 feet of water, 60 feet. We're in 70 feet. We've seen a few fish come through on the camera already, so that's a good sign.
I'm just chumming here. Little bit of scales, good mixture of smaller and bigger pieces is what I like to do. Big thing is not overdoing it. You just need a few pieces down there. Doing it every once in a while just to keep fish interested, keep setting the water is kind of the game plan there. And you don't want to overdo it. I'm Josh Kobelka, owner and guide at Clearwater Outfitters. We operate our business out of Evergreen Resort, owned by my grandpa, Ken Kobelka. He's owned Evergreen Resort for over 20 years now. We've offered fishing packages and bear hunting packages over those past 20 years. And I myself, I mean, I just like to guide, whether it's out in the bear woods here or out on the lake. It's just a passion of mine. Clearwater is really special. We just got a lot of trophy-sized lakers here. It's a really good fishery. You know, the clear water here, if you're able to use an underwater camera, just being able to see them work your bait is really special. It definitely ups the excitement factor. There's a lot of good bait in this lake, which allows for a lot of the fish to grow old and grow big. And any given day you're out there, you definitely have a chance at catching one. Oh, yeah. Way to go. I'll clear the lines.
Move my transducer when you can. Whoa! That's why we do this, right? Oh. Never get tired of the horsepower. Some big air bubbles.
Oh, she's right here at the hole.
Oh yeah, there she is. Oh yeah, just a nice,
oh, good fish, Jason.
respectable lake trout.
Yeah,
huh?
That's a beauty.
Yeah, here. Nice.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with that. Here.
Hook in on there.
All right. Beautiful fish.
Hand that off to you, Jason.
Yeah, I'll just hold her up for a quick shot here. We'll get her in the water.
What a beauty.
Oh man, what a cool fishing opportunity for such an incredible apex predator. There she goes. It's kind of a neat 1-2 punch. I tell you, we've learned some things from Josh up here that I think are pretty interesting, in the sense that, you know, you get up in Manitoba and chumming is an art, and that scent, that activity, you know, brings the lake trout around. You can probably feed them too much at times.
Yep.
But, you know, these guys are chumming on these key spots, okay, where they're cutting up sucker, they're cutting up different fish, whether it's tullibees or ciscos. And, you know, this water is so clear up here that you can watch these fish on underwater camera. And so you'll see these fish, I mean, they'll come in and they'll eat the chum off the bottom. And we've been catching some fish up here, you know, just taking that little piece of sucker belly and rigging a treble hook and just laying it on the bottom like a piece of chum. And, you know, we've been basically having one person jig and one person running the chum. And the jigging might bring them in, you know, so I mean, you know, or obviously, you know, if the fish are on, they're going to hit that. But I think it's pretty neat. I mean, you know, we've got the big dead baits down, but we haven't had many bites on that. But the little piece of meat laying on the bottom, I mean, you watch them on the camera, they come in like vacuum cleaners.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, pretty interesting. And you know, I tell you what, without the underwater camera, it probably wouldn't be a very exciting way to fish.
No, no.
but at least if you can watch the fish come through on the camera, it adds a little bit of excitement. But, you know, you're just laying there, you know, weight, treble hook, piece of fish, laying on the bottom, watching these trout come in. But you know what, if it's working, that's the most, you know, I'll do anything to catch a fish, anything that's legal, right? And I'm always open to learning new ideas and new things, and that's what makes fishing fun. But doing this little chum program, I think, is pretty interesting. It's definitely working today and catching a lot of fish. So one thing we've been doing, one of us is always jigging, one of us is always running the chum program, where we're just putting just a small piece of fillet laying right on the bottom. And we're watching these fish coming, which is helping a lot. But what we're seeing so far on this trip is that a lot of these fish are just a little bit off. I mean, it's, what is it, middle of February already? Yeah. And it's first real big cold snap of the winter. I mean, it's 30, 40 below zero. And the fish, you can tell they're in a funk. They just swim by real lazily. They're not chasing stuff. They're not, you know, they're just off. And so we're just trying to adapt to that and give these fish what they want. You can't control the fish, you can just try to adapt to what they're showing you.
Yeah, I think a little bit of variation is definitely key. Just, you know, like you said, having an active bait to kind of help bring them in, and if they do get into the active mood, it's there, and if not, then yeah, you play on what they're doing. If they're picking up chum pieces, then that's what you have down, and hopefully you can get a bite one way or another.
All right, we got the dead stick going. I want to make sure that he doesn't feel or sense any kind of... Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, he's hooked. He's hooked. Okay, we're just gonna have to wear this one out for a while. This is so great! Ah, tighten that drag a little.
Oh, yeah. I'm stuck on the bottom of the ice.
No. Don't get off. Don't get off.
We'll go over a little bit.
Jeez.
All right. You got your giant.
Oh my God! Oh my God! No way! No way! No way! Oh.
I don't know where the rod is. I'm throwing that. Here you go. I'm going to let you bring them out of the hole.
Oh, thank you. This is so incredible. Oh! 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 I love this. I love this. Oh. This is the best. Look at this fish. Oh! Oh my gosh. The feeling you get when I saw the head of that fish, my eyes just bulged, my body just went all excited, and I was so happy, and I think I'll be happy for years. Whoa, that was awesome. Oh my God, yeah. That was so cool.
You got your big one.
I love this. I love this. 27 below, and big fish still bite, so it's still worth going out.
Yeah, she asked me this morning, what am I doing out here?
Yeah.
And That's why we're here, to catch these giant lake trout. You know, sometimes you might only catch one fish a day, but I'll tell you what, when you get a big one like that, it's worth it.
I'm in heaven.
Clearwater is a pretty big lake. Just looking at it on a map can seem pretty daunting at times. The good part about it is there is big fish spread out throughout the whole lake. You know, getting a guide sometimes could really help break that barrier down to, you know, not only finding the right spot, but using the right baits and techniques of how to catch them can really help get you going if you've never been to the lake before. In this particular trip here, we were fishing a little bit of structure up to about 40 feet, and that came down into some deeper water. And just the way we fished it there, we were able to actually land nice fish in pretty much every one of those tents. So it doesn't hurt when you're fishing in a group setting like that to just kind of spread yourself out and give yourself the best option to catch a fish. Often what I like to say is not everyone will catch a big fish when you come up here, but if you can get one big fish for the group is kind of what you're after. So kind of spreading out your options, using different baits can really help make that happen.
Come on. Come on. There we go. Oh yeah, this is a good one. Here we go. Guys, there's a big one! I got a good one on.
I think Jaden's got a fish.
Oh yeah. I just set the hook on a good one.
Definitely got some weight to him, eh?
Yeah.
Come on. Ooh, you almost got him started.
Tell me when.
Okay. Yeah, not quite yet. Okay. Yeah, he's coming up here. Oh yeah, what a fish, buddy. Good job, Jaden. That's a beauty. Look out. All right, Jaden, here's your fish. Got him?
Yep, thank you.
Way to go, buddy.
That's a dandy.
That's a beautiful acre.
That was worth the slow morning and
Yeah.
a long wait. And
Look at, he's got a kind of scratched up back fin there, and yeah, what an old beast.
yeah, he is. That's a sweet looking fish. Thanks for getting him up the hole with me.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, we're gonna release this big girl.
There you go, just hold the tail. Oh yeah, she's kicking. Let her go there.
Still full of
Off she
life.
goes. Way to go, buddy.
Thanks.
That's a great fish.
Yeah, it is.
That's awesome.
That was awesome. There we got him.
So if you want to go to northern Manitoba or go to some of these far away lake trout destinations, you definitely have to have the right equipment and the right gear. Most years, you're going to probably be best served using a snowmobile. There's times where you can use a four-wheeler or a side-by-side with tracks, but when the snow gets tough, you're definitely going to want to have a snowmobile, especially for slush. Now, as far as the actual equipment, the gear that you're going to be using, you have to think rugged and you have to think tough, in the sense there's a lot of things that can go wrong on these trips. So you definitely want to have a heavy-duty heater. This is the Heat Hog, which is just a rugged, durable heater, puts off a lot of heat. Run it to a 20-pound tank, that way you get the pressure no matter how cold it gets. And a lot of times we're fishing out of hub shelters. If you have 2 anglers, 3 anglers, you definitely need to spread out, and you need the room that a hub shelter provides. And so this is a JM 600, very warm shelter, heavy-duty hubs, heavy-duty poles. It's going to hold up in the conditions, it's going to warm up. And so you definitely need that floor space of a hub shelter. And so when you're going up lake trout fish, especially if you're fishing with another person, think hub. Now when it comes to augers, again, you're going to be usually using a 10-inch auger, and you're usually going to have an extension. A lot of times when we're packing for trips up north, we're bringing 2 of everything, because if it can break or if it can go wrong, it will. There's not a lot of good mapping options for a lot of this water up in northern Manitoba. The best one by far is, it's called Angling Edge, and I'll show you here. We've got Clearwater Lake pulled up on here. You know, and as far as the rods and the tackle, we're spooling up, you know, a larger reel with 20-pound Power Pro with a 20-pound Seeger leader, usually about a 6 to 8 foot leader. And this here's just a 45-inch Mac rod. See, here's just got that heavy backbone. You know, whether you're using tube jigs or spoons. And a lot of times we'll have a few rods rigged up with treble hooks just for laying dead baits on the bottom, which laying Cisco on the bottom is a really proven tactic that catches a lot of big fish. And up in Manitoba in particular, you know, you do have to pinch the barbs down on the rods or on the tackle that you're using. You know, and as far as tackle, you know, there's a lot of great options, and I would say tube jigs are probably by far the most popular, and I would argue the most productive. And so, I mean, here's some drop tine tubes with the spinner on the back. We've got some TC Moto. There's several companies that make pretty high quality tube. Here's some Northland tubes with a treble stinger on the back, but just a big heavy tube jig. Either 4 inches or 6 inches seem to be about the most popular sizes. But you definitely want to be geared up and prepared. You know, the other thing to consider is when you do get up into some of these rural areas, it's a long distance between towns. And so whenever you see a town, you fill up. That's just the golden rule up here, okay? You know, the other thing to remember is a lot of times you're going to be in places where your cell phone doesn't work that well, okay? And so one thing to always consider is always make sure you have extra fuel on board, whether it's for your vehicle or for your snowmobile. So this here is called a Flow Fast, which in my opinion, I tell you what, if you have a snowmobile trailer, a boat lift, a shop, this is just handy. Basically just you mount this onto the top of the tank and you just crank on it and it pumps the gas out, or you can pump the gas in. And so make sure that you always have a little bit extra fuel on board just so you can get to the next town. And so that's definitely a must-have. Extra power packs, you know, as far as jumping batteries, jumper cables, shovels, you know, those are the type of things that you don't go into this country without. Oh, there's a big one.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
That's a nice fish.
Oh, he's going after your tube.
Yeah. Oh, he likes it. Oh. Oh, I missed him. I missed him. He's still there though.
See if I can...
Might go for it again here.
Yeah.
Oh, he's coming back. Got him.
Okay, I'll get out of your way here.
Oh yeah, this is a good fish.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's a good one. It was pretty dead there, and all of a sudden big fish came in, and I just worked him on the tube, and he eventually bit. I actually missed him on the first hook set, and he came in for a second go and took her good, and I got a pretty good hook set on him. Definitely feels like a big fish, really heavy. Oh yeah, it's a good fish.
Yeah, I'm almost got you clear here.
Big old head on him.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a really
that's a
nice
big fish.
Yeah, that's a really big fish. Well, we got some bubbles here.
Okay.
A little bit of bubbles.
Okay.
Okay, you got the hole here.
Oh yeah, you're right on the stinger hook.
Oh yeah, geez, that's dangerous.
Oh my God, is that impressive?
Yeah, that's a big fish.
Oh my.
I'm gonna try and get him up here when I can now.
Yep.
Just gotta
Oh
be
my,
watching that main hook.
There you go.
Oh
yes.
yes, what a beast!
Oh,
Look at that fish.
look at that.
That is a giant. Oh. Wow, is that ever awesome? Look at that fish.
Muscle.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's still got some spunk in her. Isn't that a beautiful acre?
That is a gorgeous lake
Wow.
trout.
Beauty.
Oh my goodness.
The head on that thing.
Yeah, that's just I mean, that's just the ultimate representation of an apex predator.
Unbelievable fish here. Let's let her go. Off she goes.
Wow, that was a fish.
Yeah, that was a beautiful fish.
This is impressive fishing. I mean, you look at a master angler program in Manitoba is pretty impressive. I mean, it rewards the releasing of trophy caliber fish, which sustains a lot of these fisheries.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, I mean, you look at a lot of fishing opportunities, a master angler, I mean, that might be a once in a lifetime opportunity, right? To catch that nice of a fish for that species.
Yeah.
We're looking at what, 3 or 4 lake trout in the last 2 days so far?
Yeah.
The day's not over.
No, we still have time left.
Not many places you can do that.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Yeah, thank
Great
you.
fish.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast things could change. It's, you go into like a slow part of the day where you may get discouraged, and just like that, 2 big fish kind of back to back.
It's all about bite windows with lake trout, isn't it?
Yeah.
that's-
Just gotta keep your head in the game and wait for them to bite.